So in today's world, robots look more human than human. There are already many accounts on YouTube, Instagram, and everywhere where you have a fake, person. It's artificially generated image which looks very human. So human that a human eye cannot distinguish. Because artificial intelligence made it so smart that it looks human. Meaning being not perfect and having wrinkles and stuff. To the point that you might think, Nadia, how do I know if you are human? That's a good question, because you don't. You don't. And those accounts will be more and more, and you meet a person online and you like the person looks real, the person looks not perfect, the person has wrinkles, the person is very touching and knows how to push your buttons, because artificial intelligence is more intelligent than human intelligence, especially nowadays when human intelligence is not going in the right direction, so to say. And you meet a person online and you think this is real. This is a new reality which is already happening. People don't distinguish anymore. And it's very easy. You just ask artificial intelligence to make some image that looks real, meaning imperfect, wrinkles, and this is what they do to make sure that human beings think this must be human. So now artificial intelligence makes images that look more real than human, because human, on the other hand, do everything to look artificial, especially women. If you look at the beauty standards nowadays, it's artificial hair. You put some stuff inside your hair to make your hair look bigger and stuff. It's artificial eyebrows all over the place. Artificial eyelashes, all over the place, everywhere. It's like normal. Injection in the face. Yeah. So the whole face is artificial. Artificial lips and stuff, Also everything down there, is also artificial. And this is like a beauty norm in a way that actually women, especially women, men do it too, but to much less degree. Yeah. So I'd say it's more with female beings that they look more and more artificial. Because they do everything artificial. I'm not even talking about makeup. Everything under makeup is artificial too. So when you wash makeup away, you're still very artificial, And I'm not saying you shouldn't use makeup. I think everything in balance is okay. I'm just saying that real humans look more and more artificial, while robots look more and more human. And if you look at female robots, for example, they are making nowadays, they look more human than a lot of women. They look more natural than a lot of women do nowadays. Isn't this crazy? This is first time in history that it's all mixed up like that. So we have, if you look at women, some of them went so far to look so artificial, and on top used artificial intelligence to a degree then you think, is there anything human left? and when it comes to artificial intelligence, of course it also works for guys, is there anything human left? And in this kind of environment, it's so easy to think for somebody, I don't need a real human in my life, because artificial robot is more natural, more kind, and just looks better, and sounds better, and behaves better, you know? Behaves more real and more intelligent, for sure. So altogether, it's already like, in a way that humans become less and less intelligent, less and less natural, more and more artificial in the way they look, behave, and think, because they use artificial intelligence all the way, yeah. And many humans, they talk to chatbots like to humans and actually make connections, like real human or even romantic connections to a computer, to a robot, basically. Yeah? And there is no way back. There is no way back. And I think, especially men, they will be the first to say, actually, artificial women is a good solution. Because actually they feel more natural and more human than real women. I think this will happen faster with men. And then women will probably follow up in the same way. I'm not saying everybody, surely not me. I mean, look at me. I'm extreme in the way that I don't like anything artificial. I don't use makeup, for example. Yeah. Okay, I don't say everybody has to be like me. No, I think everything in balance is okay. Yeah. I had a few occasions in my life where I had makeup on. And I think for some occasions, like it's your wedding or prom, and it kind of makes sense. Or you have a 50-year anniversary or something. But in most of cases in life, putting too much makeup on, because I remember me putting makeup on, not personally, because I don't know how to do it. It was, professionals putting makeup on me. And then I look in the mirror and I don't recognize myself. How should other people recognize me? If I cannot recognize myself with so much makeup on. So I think when there's too much makeup in the way that without makeup you look like a different person, it's too much. If it's a little bit and you still feel like you, if you still look like you, then it's okay. This is my feeling. But for me personally, I just don't want to have it and I don't use it. I don't have any lipstick with color. I don't have anything at home that, I just don't have it. I don't use it, even for occasions. Except for, I think in my whole life, maybe it was 10 times when I had makeup, but this was somebody else doing it for me because I just don't have even the stuff. I also never colored my hair, not a single time in my life. This is my natural hair color. And I'm also fortunate not to have any gray hair. I'm 47, I have no gray hair, but actually I look like my father, and he's in his 70s, he doesn't have any gray hair at all. He also doesn't have much hair since he was like 30. He lost a lot of hair. But he's kind of bald, but he has hair behind, and it's not gray. And also his father, who also looks the same way as me, and also didn't have gray hair. And because I went after my father when it comes to looks, a little bit of character too, then I will probably never have gray hair. So I think if you are 20 or 30 and you have gray hair too early, then it makes sense to color your hair, because otherwise you look 20 years older. But if you have gray hair and you're already in your 40s or 50s or beyond, then I think it's okay to have gray hair, because it doesn't make you older. It fits to you somehow. It fits to your age, so to say. So in general, I wouldn't recommend even to color hair, because the Mother Nature knows what fits you best, the color hair. Anyway, I'm just saying, okay, I'm a little bit extreme in this, yeah. You don't have to be like me. I'm just saying everything in balance is okay. A little bit of makeup, I guess it's okay. If you color your hair, it's also no problem, but the modern beauty standards nowadays go much beyond than that, when you really have everything artificial, even though, yeah. So, and also there is no like any kind of standard when it comes to any kind of moral standards, you know. When you think about how many young people, I mean women in this case, are on OnlyFans and stuff. I don't know exact numbers, but it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, how can someone make a relationship, yeah, with somebody, an authentic relationship, if you're on OnlyFans? Yeah, it's like. So I can imagine that actually, yeah, in the modern world, it will be happening, unfortunately. And a lot of people will not have anything human left. Not their soul, not their intelligence, and not their looks. And then why do you want to be with a human who is just doesn't have anything human anymore, you know? And in this case, you know, people will think, okay, I'll just have a robot. At least it looks natural and behaves natural, thinks clearly. I mean, I would never fall for a robot, but I can imagine people do, because humans are becoming like robots more and more. I guess there will be some division in society with people who are really craving for authenticity, and the people who are okay with complete changing into some mixture of human and artificial, to the point where it is actually more artificial than human. Because if you don't feel human anymore, and you don't feel human if you do some things that are not human, then you are not human. You don't think, you don't feel like human, you don't look like human. So what's then left? And some people will say, well, it's okay. We have robots everywhere, and let's live like this. And I guess some humans will not be okay with this and say, I do everything not to have any kind of artificial things going on in my life. I still want to think for myself. I still want to create things. I still want to feel real feelings and connect to real humans, and I still want to look like a human. Yeah. So, first of all, I think the beauty standards should change. Before, I didn't think about it. You know, when artificial intelligence came, it was kind of like a game. It was funny. Yeah. That you can make your image look like a cat or something. It was just like a game. But now it's not. It's not a game anymore. Because you cannot distinguish between a human and not human. In most of cases. Because somebody is pretending to be human on the emotional level, on the level of the intellect, and the way it looks. And before it was okay that the norms of the beauty are so crazy. But now I think the beauty norm should be that you look as human as possible, as less artificial as possible, you know, so that we go back to roots as much as possible. Also that we are, you know, aware of the problem and really check out who we connect to online. Really check it out. Because there will be a lot of, and there are already a lot of not humans connecting to you, calling you, connecting to you online and so on. You have to really use your critical thinking and check it out. Yeah. And be aware. Because you can end up in a relationship with a robot. And people actually willingly are doing it nowadays, yeah? They willingly make even romantic relationships to robots. To computers, basically, yeah? And the last thing is that we humans should stick together. We should stick together. Those who crave for staying human, we should stay together, stick together. Because in the environment where people hate each other, in the environment when men and women are going away from each other more and more, there will be very easily space for anything that can substitute this void, you know, with something that at least comfortable. Yeah. So the more we humans are going away from each other, the more artificial life will be around us, because we create conditions and space and we'll let this in. So we humans, we should stick together, we should be kind to each other, we should protect ourselves against artificial life. And also check out how much of artificial things you let in your life. How much of it you take seriously and actually let it go inside of your life. And you can say, like, Nadia, but still, how do I know that you are human? Because I could be artificially made image. They can do as well, just like me, you know, not perfect, having wrinkles and stuff, not talking perfectly, having an accent. Let's create an image which is not perfect, has wrinkles, has an accent, and then the computer can do it for you. Create something like me. Yeah. I encourage you, if you're human, if you're still human, and you want to stay human, connect to humans, then welcome here and check me out. Check me out if I'm human. if I'm still human too?